you're a social media manager that you just see your audience comment, you don't reply, you don't do anything, you don't engage with them, you're not building a community. I'm sorry to say, you're just building numbers, and those numbers will not be loyal to you. Hello guys, welcome to Social Media Managers Corner. So this is where I answer real life questions or questions that will come up or challenges that you face as a social media manager, whether you are beginning or in your process of becoming a social media manager. And on today's episode, we are going to be starting with the basic, which is what is social media management and what do social media managers really do? First up, what is social media management? As simple as it sounds, that's literally how simple the definition goes. Social media management is literally managing social media platforms. I know it's very obvious, but people like to overcomplicate things on the internet, but that is literally what social media management is. Now, think of it this way. Let's say, for example, you have a pet. Perhaps you have a little puppy. So you have to take that puppy out for walks. You have to check up on them. You have to make sure they're eating well. You have to make sure they don't fall sick, right? That is the same way it goes for social media management. As a social media manager, it's your responsibility to make sure that you are managing the social media platforms and you're honing it fully. So for example, I'll give a scenario. Let's say you are in charge of managing Instagram and LinkedIn. So on a daily basis, you want to make sure that you create content on that platform. You want to make sure that you engage with your audience, reply to their comments, reply to their DMs. You want to make sure that you also know your audience too, which are the people that you are actually managing. You must know them. Now for the second segment, now people are usually curious on what do social media managers do? What is their job like? Do they just sit down and post on Instagram all day? Now we are actually going to be covering that in this section, and I'm going to paint a scenario. So let's say, for example, you have been given the responsibility as a social media manager to manage a page for a skincare brand. Now, what are your responsibilities? What will you find yourself doing on a day-to-day basis? First up, we have planning content. So for example, you are the social media manager for the skincare brand. You will be armed with the responsibility of actually planning content. Okay, so what are we going to post this week? What are we going to post this month? What are we going to post for the next few weeks? And you will make use of tools like content calendars for this process. You will make use of research tools like Answer the Public, Uber Suggest, Instagram search page, TikTok search page, just so that you know what people are talking about, you know what is trending. You also want to make sure that in your process of planning content, you also know your target audience. This is very important because it defeats the purpose if you are planning content and you don't know your audience that you're going to be feeding that content with. So you must make sure that you also plan content that resonates with your target audience. Second responsibility that you'll find yourself doing as a social media manager is creating content. So now let's say, for example, you can find yourself adding audio to maybe the videos that the brand gives to you. Sometimes you'll find yourself putting together flyers on Canva. Sometimes you'll find yourself even suggesting what type of videos that the brand should actually shoot. Posting and scheduling content. What do I mean by posting and scheduling content? Posting and scheduling content just means putting up your content just so that your audience will see it on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. So you're posting it live. So basically that content is going to be live. People are going to see it. People are going to engage with it. People are going to comment. And there are other tools that you can actually use, third-party tools you can actually use to make this work easier for you. So for example, you can make use of Meta Business Suite for scheduling. You can make use of Buffer, you can make use of Hootsuite, you can make use of Metricool, you can make use of Later. There are so many third-party tools that you can actually use for scheduling posts that will make your job easier. Another responsibility that you find yourself doing as a social media manager is engaging. Now, this one is one of the most important things that you find yourself doing, and I've noticed that a lot of social media managers do not engage, and engaging is very important. For example, if your audience should actually reply to your post that you put up like a few hours ago and you don't reply to it, that is very wrong. It is your responsibility to make sure that you're replying to comments, because this way you are making sure that your audience are being seen and heard, so that next time they will actually want to comment on your post. But if you're a social media manager that you just see your audience comment, you don't reply, you don't do anything, you don't engage with them, you're not building a community. I'm sorry to say, you're just building numbers, and those numbers will not be loyal to you. But when you are intentional about engaging as a social media manager, then you are able to actually build a close-knit community for your brand. One other important responsibility that you actually find yourself doing as a social media manager is tracking performance. What do I mean by tracking performance? Now, we have metrics on Instagram or other social media platforms that are likes, impressions, reach, click-through rates, and all of that. So it is your responsibility to actually track all of these things And why are you tracking it? You already have a content strategy, or if you do not, you need a content strategy. If you don't have a content strategy already, it is important that you track your performance, because you'll be able to know, okay, what worked, why did this content not get a lot of likes, why did it not get a lot of comments, why are my community members not engaging with it? This way you know what to do, and you know what to actually adjust in your content strategy and get better results as a social media manager. Another responsibility that you cannot escape as a social media manager is talking and communicating with your clients. That is why it's very important to actually have soft skills like communication skills, emotional intelligence. That might not be a skill, but that's a very important trait that you need to have as a social media manager. Maybe it might be a skill, maybe it might not be a skill, but it's very important, because you'll find yourself negotiating, you'll find yourself talking to clients, they'll be asking you, why is the content not performing well? Why don't we have content up? You are going to be communicating full time. So make sure that you learn communication skills. Now we are going to be moving forward to something very important, and it is the truth about social media management that nobody will tell you. Now, this is for anybody that wants to go into social media management, anybody that is currently in social media management or is aspiring to be a social media manager. Now, I'm not trying to scare you or anything, but I just want you to know what you are getting into, or what you have gotten into if you're already a social media manager. First things first, you have to be very organized. You have to learn how to plan. If you're a social media manager and you cannot plan your life, how will you plan someone else's content? How will you plan someone else's brand? It is very important that you are organized and you have that organizational skill and planning skill. Oh, I love this one a lot. You're going to repeat tasks a lot. If you are somebody that you don't like to wake up, rinse, repeat, then this job of social media management is not for you, because you're not going to be doing anything different. Everything is literally the same. Writing captions every day, putting together content ideas, making sure you engage with your audience, designing posts on Canva, creating reels, brainstorming, researching. You are going to be repeating the cycle all over again. And trust me, it is fun. It is actually fun, right? But just know you are going to be repeating tasks a lot, and that's okay. I just want to let you know what you're going to get into anyway. I love this one. I love this next one. And it is, not every post or content is going to perform very well, and that is okay. You don't have to beat yourself up saying, I'm not good enough, I don't know what I'm doing, I feel like this career is not for me. You don't have to beat yourself up. It's just very important to learn from experiences. So if you see that maybe your post is not getting a lot of likes that it should, it's not getting a lot of engagement, then you want to go back and re-strategize. You want to go back and work on your content strategy, and it's not hard. You want to go back and observe trends. You want to go back and see what your audience actually like. So it's very important, but it's important to know that sometimes you might check all the boxes, you might do everything right, and then you still end up getting few likes, few engagement, and that is okay. Another important thing that you should know, some clients are going to frustrate you. Just know that. I'm very sorry to burst your bubble, but some clients are going to frustrate you. Some clients are going to give you sleepless nights. Some clients are going to be so toxic. They're going to be texting you every single moment in time, and that is okay, because we are learning every day, right? You need to learn how to undo some people. Some clients, you have different type of clients. There are different type of people with different type of behaviors and characters and temperaments. It's very important as a social media manager to know how to manage people. But once you see that it's actually getting to your neck and that person is giving you a lot of trouble, it's okay to actually offboard them. Last but not the least segment. Now, who is this career for? If you want to be a social media manager, you want to check out if this career is for you. First up, this career is for somebody that likes structure. If you are somebody that you like to write down your to-do list, you like to know, okay, I have this and that to do. If you like structure in your life, then social media management is for you. But if you are somebody that you don't like structure, you want to do different things every day, you don't really like organizing things, then please, by all means, this career is not for you. I'm not trying to discourage you. You can actually learn it, but I'm just trying to point and state the obvious. You have to have structure. You have to love structure. You have to learn structure if you are going to be a social media manager. Also, who is this career for? Somebody that likes flexibility, somebody that likes the remote work culture. So most of the roles of social media management can be remote and actually are remote. So if you are somebody that you don't like a 9 to 5, you want to enjoy your life, you want to flex, you want to live the soft life, social media management is for you. Even though you're going to be living the soft life, but you are still going to have structure. You are going to have to plan. You can travel and work. You can be a digital nomad. Social media management is for you. By all means, you can jump on the train. Social media management is also for people that like to see things grow, like to see things mature, like to help brands grow. By all means, social media management is for you. Also, social media management is for people that like to learn on the go. Okay, and now we have come to the end of this video. What do you think about this? Are you convinced to starting your social media management career already? Do you want to opt out of the career? I'm just kidding. Do you want to learn more? Did you learn a lot from this? Thank you guys so much for watching, and then I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.